Hey friends, it's Josie. Welcome back to Two Sisters Homestead. So today we are in the kitchen. We're going to be doing a couple of cookie recipes for the Christmas time. So I have my recipes right here that I printed off, and we are just going to do these. It's a chocolate chip recipe that I have used in the past. That's really good. And then we have Christmas gooey butter cookies that we're going to do. Just your traditional snickerdoodle. And then we're going to do Christmas kitchen sink cookies as well. So those are the ones that we're going to get into. But first we're going to go ahead and start with our chocolate chip cookies. This says it's supposed to make 18 cookies, but I might not make all of those today. I might put some in the freezer just to have those for another time, because that's what I like to do with my chocolate chip cookies, just because I like to have them on hand a little bit more often than the other stuff, just a traditional chocolate chip. So we're going to start with mixing our ingredients for that one. So we need 1 1/4 cups of flour. And then we need 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Making a mess. And then we need a 1/2 teaspoon of our salt. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of some baking soda. And then we're just going to give this a good mix. Okay, now we're going to set that aside, and then we want to get our butter, and we're going to use cold butter, and then we're just going to cut it in cubes. So I'm going to transfer this flour mixture into this smaller bowl, because I'm going to need this bigger one for the butter and sugar mixture. Okay, so we want to add our butter into our bowl along with our sugars to try to get them to cream together. So you need a stick of butter, which is 1/2 cup, and then we need 6 tablespoons of sugar. We also need 6 tablespoons of brown sugar. And if you don't have brown sugar, if you have molasses on hand, you can mix that up with some sugar, and that will give you brown sugar. So now we're going to add in our egg and vanilla. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I do have the bottle because ours is just about done, but it wasn't quite done whenever I bought this one, so I'm just trying to finish that. And now we just want to mix this up really good until it is just combined. Okay, so then we want to add in our flour mixture. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in and mix. So the recipe calls for 1 bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips or 10 to 11 ounces, but I don't know how much I have because I got a big bag. So I'm going to see. So that's about 2 cups, just about. Now we're going to add those in. And then I like to use a silicone spatula to get those incorporated. And then I'm going to use my mixer and just do it just a little bit, but you don't want to do it too much or it'll break your chocolate chips. So now we have our baking sheet that has parchment paper on it. And then I'm just going to get my cookie scoop and start laying out the cookies. You want to put this in a preheated oven at 475 for 6 to 7 minutes. But I am going to add a couple of these in each one just to make them look a little prettier. And then I'm going to put these in the oven. So while those are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and scoop these off onto this baking sheet. And then whenever the ones in the oven are ready, then I'll take those out and then just put these straight in. I wasn't going to make all of them, but I just decided to go ahead and do it. If you want, down in the comments, let me know what your favorite Christmas cookies are to make around the holidays. So, Christmas Eve, we're going to my mother-in-law's house for Christmas Eve, you know, but we're doing our Christmas on Christmas Eve. So I have to make like a whole bunch of the cookie cutter sugar cookies for her house. And so we're gonna do that. And then, so that's, you know, just traditional cookies that we normally make. And then I thought it would be fun just to make these for my home and something new to try to see what everybody likes. Okay, so I have 2 more left in here in the bowl that I can do. Then I have these laid out pretty close, so hopefully they don't all come together. I might end up taking some off, I'm not for sure yet. But yeah, I think I will do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on just for them to sit there, and then I'm going to wash this bowl so I can use it again. And then whenever those cookies get done, I will bring you to show you how they look. So the next cookies that we are going to be making are the Christmas gooey butter cookies. So what you want to do is have softened butter, a stick of butter, and then 8 ounces of cream cheese. And we are going to add that into our bowl. And then you want softened, so I put mine in the microwave just for a little bit to help soften it up a little bit. And this recipe does need to chill in the fridge for about 30 minutes, so I want to go ahead and get this one started. And while I'm working on the other ones, then this one can be chilling. So you want to have your cream cheese, butter, you want an egg, 1 egg, and then you need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're going to give this a good mix. So now, since that is nice and smooth, we are going to open up this yellow cake mix, and we are going to add the whole thing, the 15.25 ounces in. Making a mess over here. And then what you want to do is just stir that in until it comes nice and thick. The good thing about doing a bunch of different cookies all at one time is that you already have most of the stuff out already. So you don't have to dirty up so many dishes, and you don't have to get things out all the time. They will just stay on your counter and you can just work through them. So I'm going to use a mixer just to make this a little bit easier and to speed it up just a little bit. For the holiday cookies, you want to have red and green sprinkles. I only have the sanding sugar, so I'm going to add a little bit of both colors. That, and then I have these rainbow sprinkles that I'm just going to add a couple in, a little bit in. And then you just want to mix this, but you do not want to mix it a whole bunch, because if you mix it too much, then the colors will start bleeding, and as I can show you in a second, but they already are starting to bleed to the cookie dough. So but that will be fine. Okay, now with this, what we're going to do is we're going to pop it in the fridge, and then we will start on our other mixtures. And I am going to cover this up as well. And put this in the fridge for 30 minutes. So now, you guys, we are going to be doing the snickerdoodle cookies, which these are one of my favorite cookies. And so I'm so excited about these, you guys. This is something I had in my childhood that I really enjoyed, and they're pretty easy to make. So we're going to start off with 2 3/4 cups of flour. And then to that, we're going to add in some cream of tartar I have right here. And you want 2 teaspoons. One and about 2. Okay. If you don't have cream of tartar, like I never thought I would use it, but I use it so often, and I didn't even know what it was or what it did all the way up until a couple years ago, which is insane, but don't judge. So now we need some baking soda. We need a teaspoon of that. And some salt, we need a ½ teaspoon of. And I do use Redmond's Real Salt, not sponsored or anything, but I just love it. And I haven't bought it like in the big tub yet or anything like that. I will once I move, but right now we're just getting it from Whole Foods, and like the little bag, like that one, it lasts us quite some time already. But that's something that I would want to stock up on because Whole Foods is in Little Rock. So from where I live, it's like 1 hour and 20 minutes closer to my work and closer to where I'm going to be moving to. So right now, you know, I probably should get the bigger one, but I'm just going to hold off and wait. So now I'm going to set this one to the side, and I'm going to get a bigger mixing bowl. So to our mixing bowl, we want to add in 3/4 cup of butter. So that's going to be 1 stick and 1/4. And I am going to put this in the microwave just for a little bit to get it a little bit more soft. It's supposed to be room temperature, and this one still has a little bit of chill on it. So I'm going to pop it in there just for a couple of seconds and then bring it right back out. Okay, so we just got it out, and now we're going to add in 1½ cups of sugar. See if I can get it. Here's 1, and then we need about 1/2. And then we want to cream these together so it's nice and smooth. So now we want to add in our eggs, but we are going to do those one at a time. So now we want to add in our vanilla extract, and we need 1½ teaspoons. And we're going to mix that in as well. Put that lid back on the vanilla because I will spill it. And then we want to add in our dry flour mixture. You probably should do this a little bit at a time, but I'm not. Okay, so now we're ready for the really yummy part, which is what we're going to be rolling the dough balls in. So we need 3 tablespoons of our white sugar, and then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, a little bit more, it's always good. Okay, put that lid back on, mix this a little bit. That cinnamon really smells like the holidays, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna bring you over here with me. Don't mind my kitchen. A little bit of a mess. Okay. Okay, so I got everything right here. So what I'm going to do is get my cookie dough scooper, get it in my hand, roll it into a ball, and then we're going to place it in our cinnamon sugar mixture, roll it all around, and then place that ball onto our baking sheet. And we're just going to repeat this process, you guys, until we are done or have enough to fill this cookie sheet, and pop it in the oven. It says it's best to have them 2 inches apart, and that's normally what I do anyway, so it's not hard to follow. And we will see how these turn out, which I think they're going to be amazing because, you know, who doesn't love a good snickerdoodle cookie? Especially around the holidays, y'all, you cannot go wrong. If you don't know what cookies to bring, chocolate chip and snickerdoodle are always a big hit for everybody. I mean, come on. Sugar. Sugar, sugar. Okay. It's so awesome to do like a big cookie day because, for one, I've been craving chocolate chip cookies, but also because it's just so easy. Like, the cleanup is only once. You already have most of the stuff out that you need. I don't know if you can see, but my counter back there has all the stuff that I need. I only have to take it out once. I only have to clean up once. I don't really have to completely wash everything since I'm using a lot of the same ingredients. I just have to rinse with hot water and go. So these are looking good. I'm going to pop them in the oven at a 400-degree preheated oven for 6 to 8 minutes. So while those are in there cooking, I'm going to go ahead and take these other chocolate chip cookies off of this baking sheet and onto the wire rack to let them finish cooling off. So I did a little experiment here, okay? So a lot of my cookie recipes, I needed to be like at 400 or 375 and stuff like that. So the first batch I did at 375, and then the second and third batch I did on 475. The 375 ones I did probably for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then the other ones I did for what the time said, 6 minutes on those. And I'm going to show you the difference. These ones right here are the ones that I did for 375. And then these ones over here are the ones I did at 475. The recipe calls for 475. But I guess it really just depends on how you like them. I like the look of this one. But I could tolerate this one as well. I don't like how they got a little bit brown on the top, which those are fine. They're still, you can see that they're a teeny bit gooey still in the middle, but I don't know. It's crazy though how that time difference, the 100 degrees, can make such a big difference. And also it made these hold the shape better, whereas these got a little bit flatter, which I love mine like this. So they're perfect though. I love them. Okay, so now we are moving on to the Christmas kitchen sink cookies. So these are called kitchen sink cookies because it's like adding a whole bunch of different stuff. It's like everything but the kitchen sink is what it's supposed to be like. So we're gonna have like some red and green M&Ms in it, some potato chips, pretzel pieces, things like that. But first, what we're going to do is add in 3/4 cup of softened butter. Like I had to with the other ones, I just put that in the microwave for a bit to get it soft. And then we're going to add in some light brown sugar. And for this, we need 3/4 cup. Along with a 1/4 cup, of regular sugar. I'm going to use the flour. So 1/4, yeah. And then we are going to cream this together with our So now what we need to do is we're gonna put this aside just a little bit, and then we need to add 2 egg yolks. Oh, that one broke on me. So we'll do that and some of that one. Let's try this one. And then we need to the bowl, add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You can use vanilla paste or vanilla extract. I never have vanilla paste on hand, so vanilla extract is what I will be using. And now you want to mix this up really good as well. Okay, so next we want to start adding in our dry ingredients. We're going to add them just into this bowl. So you want to add in 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. There's 1. And a half. And then to this one, we also need to add our baking powder. And how much of that do we need? A 1/2 teaspoon. Baking soda is 1/2 teaspoon. And salt is a 1/2 teaspoon as well. Let me get those cookies out. So the ones in the oven right now need a little bit more time, but here are the ones that I had already had out, and I'm gonna transfer it to the wire rack. But don't they look so good? Okay, so now we're going to mix our dry ingredients into the butter and sugar. Okay, so now we're about to get ready for the good stuff. So we are setting that aside, and now we need to add in our mix-ins. So we need a 1/2 cup of red and green M&Ms. So let me go get those. So my store was out of like the packaged ones, so all they had was the M&Ms and the candy cane, which worked perfect. So get that flour out. So we need, what did we say? A 1/2 cup of these. So let's see. So one of these is 1/4 of a cup, so we need one more. Add those in. Next, we need some white chocolate chips. I'll have here. And we need 1/3 cup. One-third cup of these. Those over there. So we're going to add that. Next, we are going to need some pretzel pieces and potato chip pieces. Okay, so I got some pretzels. So we're just going to break them up really easily into this 1/3 measuring cup. And then we will put them into our bowl as well. Potato chips. And then you need red and green sprinkles, but I only have my rainbow ones, so I'm going to add just a tad bit of those in as well. And then you want to get your spatula again, and we are going to mix this up. But we're going to try not to crush everything, because then that will like defeat the purpose. Okay, so we are back over here, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Scoop some out, and that's how they look. Roll it into a ball. And then I'm going to place it on this baking sheet, which this one isn't the one that I'll be using to cook them. This is just one so I can go ahead and have them all rolled out and then ready to be placed in the oven as soon as the oven is preheated. And you want the oven to be preheated to 350. These will be perfect because it has a little bit of the salty and then the sweet. It would be really yummy. Okay, so here's the one. I'm going to transfer as many as I can over to here. And then we will bake them up. And for these, you want to cook them for 10 to 12 minutes. You can also add some mix-ins to the top just to get a little bit better appearance, but I'm going to skip that. And we're going to go ahead and start washing a few things up and let these cook, put these other ones in, show you what they look like, and then we will start on our gooey butter cookies, and then we will be done for this. So these are how the Christmas kitchen sink cookies turned out. And then I have some more over here. They did get a little flat, but that is okay. But now we are about to start on these butter cookies. I'm going to roll them out, and then we are going to roll those into some powdered sugar to coat them, and then we're going to cook them at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. And I will come back and show you what those look like. And yeah. Okay, friends, so we are done. We did 1, 2, 3, 4 cookies today. So I'm going to show you the gooey Christmas butter cookies since I did take some of those out the oven. So let me turn you around. So this is how they look. Which they look extremely yummy. And I haven't tried those yet. It's getting a little bit late. Let me see what time it is. It's 10:10. So I'm done for the night. So we are going to clean up this kitchen. I've already started on the dishes. And then that will be it. But these were just a couple of different cookie recipes that you can make for your family for the holidays or just any time. But it's always good to bring a little gift whenever you go somewhere. And these 4 cookie recipes would be a great option for that. The recipes will be linked down in the description box below. However, if I forget, just let me know down in the comments and I will put them in for you, because sometimes I forget whenever I'm editing. But yes, you guys, so don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I really hope you liked these recipes. But I will see you next time.